Disclaimer: we are unqualified and unapologetic. We are not professionals, just married. Take what works, leave what doesn't. Let's do this.
Sessions and lessons unscripted. The mic crackles, truth unrestricted. Voices raw like alleys at midnight. Spitting fire, no filter, just insight.
Hey everyone, it's me, Joel, host of Sessions and Lessons Unscripted. Across from me today is the one and only Gloria Rosario.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Gloria.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie.
I am exhausted today.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Very.
Well, I hope everyone out there is not as tired.
No, but we had a good day today.
Yeah, I had to work, which kind of sucked, but Gloria and I decided to take Gloria out, and we did some stuff, ran some errands. We even caught a movie, which was nice.
Yes.
But I'm tired.
I'm exhausted. I didn't sleep very good last night.
Yeah, and I didn't get enough sleep either. I think I got like maybe 3 hours of sleep.
I slept on and off, and then when you came home from work, I tried to take a nap, and it just didn't work out.
Speaking of, kind of a funny story. When I got home today, I was so tired. I came into the old Sessions and Lessons studios, and I sat down to do some stuff for the podcast. And maybe an hour or two later, Gloria's poking her head into the room. I'm looking at her in a daze.
So confused.
Yeah, I literally passed out like when I sat down. I opened my web browser, and that was it. I didn't slowly fall asleep, anything. I was out.
It's funny because I went to lay down, and I'm thinking like, oh, maybe I should go keep Joel company even if I'm tired. And here he is napping.
And she left me alone.
I did. I was so
She
tired.
abandoned me as soon as I got home. As soon as I got home, it's like, hi. And then it's like, I'm going to go take a nap. It's like, what?
I couldn't sleep last night, and this morning I didn't sleep well. And it's just, my allergies have been really bad.
Yeah, they have been.
They have not been this bad in a really, really long time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like knocking the crap out of me. I'm just tired.
So if either one of us starts speaking gibberish or
We silently
slurred
start
speech,
snoring.
yeah, and you don't want to hear Gloria snore.
Whatever. That's Joel.
My goodness. Can hear her clear across the house.
Whatever. I don't care. That sounds like a you problem.
So Gloria and I were discussing an interesting subject, actually. And she was saying, what was the subject, Gloria? What were we talking about?
We're talking about giving advice and talking to your younger self.
Which I thought was brilliant. Like,
because I'm brilliant.
Yeah.
Toot toot, I'm tooting my own horn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am.
Like, you guys can hear her rolling her eyes. Anyways, so where were we? Oh yeah,
younger selves.
There's a bunch of stuff I would tell my younger self.
I would tell myself not to get married.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
We'll discuss this after the microphone's shut off, Mrs. Rosario.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting because, I mean, I'm sure you guys out there listening, there's a bunch of stuff you would tell yourselves, like what to do, what not to do. But we don't have that luxury, right?
Nope. I would tell myself to buy stocks.
Oh, who are you telling? Like, I would be all in Google and Apple.
Amazon, Apple, everything.
Yes. And then what will we be doing then? Well, we probably wouldn't even met.
No.
Who knows? What if? But anyways, like, what's one of the first things that came to your mind when you thought about that? Like, when you brought that subject up,
I would hug myself.
would you?
I would. I really think I would.
And why is that?
I guess I don't know. I was a sad child. Like I was a sad kid. You know, I had depression from an early age, very early. I think even before I knew what it was.
Well, you were picked on a lot and stuff too, or no?
Yeah, I actually was picked on a lot in school. I don't know why. Like I guess I was just an attraction for the bullies, I guess. But yeah, I would definitely hug myself cuz I felt even though I had my brothers and other little friends or whatever, I always felt kind of like detached from everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think I would just hug myself if I could.
That's interesting because when I first thought about that question, I was like, I mean, I really don't know what I would do,
I've thought about this so many times.
but I think that would be pretty fitting and accurate.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Because, I mean, not to throw a pity party or anything like that, I went through a bunch of stuff. And like I've stated before, and I don't know, I almost feel like bad for repeating it. Like we'll get to it. I know when I started this podcast, I kind of went through my story, but like I said, the tone was a lot different, and I didn't want it to be that tone. So what I ended up doing was when Gloria and I had decided to do this together, I decided to, basically start over. So, I mean, we're still trying to establish ourselves, get our feet wet or whatever. So,
It's a learn as you go process.
yeah, so both Gloria and I have gone through some stuff in our childhoods, life-changing things, especially me. So, for example, I ran away from home when I was young. I got into a relationship that I probably shouldn't have, that was not good, and I can go into detail. I've had issues with my family, my parents and my brother and all of that stuff. And then throughout the years, through all of this stuff, I developed a lot of mental issues like, the OCD, the depression, the anxiety, the mixed depression and anxiety disorder, amongst other things that I think are undiagnosed, which I'm working on now. But I'm going to admit that I am not as, what's the word I'm looking for, Gloria?
I don't know.
I'm not as, I was going to say gung-ho, but I didn't want to say gung-ho. I'm not on top of it like I should be. Like I should have already made an appointment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I have been looking into it because, there's like insurance and all that stuff or whatever. But I'm not like, it's not a priority. I'm not prioritizing. I guess that's the word I'm looking for.
Right.
And I've said it before that and you've noticed it, right? Like I've been going through a lot of kind of mental anguish, and I mean it's with anything, guys. I mean it's like, especially if you know what's going on and you know what needs to be done, the point is to just do it. Like don't mess around. But I know a lot of people are like that, right? They kind of procrastinate and just kind of not prioritize.
Right.
They let the unimportant stuff take over the important stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty for sure.
So how are you going to hold yourself accountable?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know I have a good support group. I have you. I have met other people too that are kind of helping me out and pushing me and, giving solid advice and whatnot. But I mean, ultimately, it's up to me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I was like, people can give you all sorts of advice and, direct you and guide you, but ultimately it falls on you, what you're gonna do for yourself.
Right. So I think giving myself a hug, like you said, you would give yourself a hug, would be pretty fitting. Because, I mean, we've been through some stuff.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that everything was bad. I mean, I went through some pretty bad things, but I'm not to say that I'm like glad that I went through those things or anything like that. But I feel like a lot of the things that I've been through at such a young age prepared me for, things later on in life, and it made me who I am today.
That is true.
I mean, obviously I wouldn't go through the bad stuff,
But at the
but
same time, Glow, it's like, it still made a mess.
oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And without the proper, care, support, or whatever, it's a mess.
So, what would you say to yourself like at a younger age? Like what one thing,
Like if I had only one thing to tell myself,
the most important thing? There I mean, obviously we could tell our younger selves so many different things, But what's one thing, like a key piece of advice that nobody gave you as a child, but that you would give yourself now if you had your child version in front of you?
first thing that comes to mind is that you are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I would tell myself. That you're worth it.
Definitely. Um, I think that's good. I think a lot of the times, especially when you're a kid, you don't have the thought process to understand or necessarily accept things that have happened to you or are happening to you with so many other like factors, as a kid you know right from wrong, but you don't know right from wrong.
Right, you think like a kid.
You think like a kid,
Yeah.
the same way that I thought.
Just like now, I still think like a kid.
But yeah, there's definitely a big difference in that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would definitely give myself a hug, and I think the one piece of advice that I would give myself is to, I guess, be strong
Hmm.
and hold fast, because I was in such a hurry to grow up and just leave my situation and just, everything was always go, go, go. And while I still had, good things happen to me as a kid, it's not the good things that make us who we are. It's the other things that kind of make us.
I mean, I would say it is the good things, but also the not so good things.
Yeah. Um. So, did you have some questions you wanted to go through, or are we?
I had went to ChatGPT and just asked it what questions would be fitting questions, I guess. And there are a few. Did you want to go through those, or did you just want to kind of wing it, or?
No, let's go through them. Let's see what our friend Chat GPT has to say.
Okay, guys. So I had asked uh, about some questions, deep thought provoking questions that you can ask your younger self. And let's see. Do you want me to just go through these
Yeah.
one by one, or? All right. So
Pick what sticks out to you the most.
All right, so what were you most afraid of back then, and do you still let that fear make your decisions today?
Um, I was scared of being alone as a kid,
Hmm.
and
But you were alone most of the time, right?
yeah, but I mean alone,
Mm.
like not my brothers, not my mom, just me out in this world.
Hmm.
Um, and I think what was the second part to the question again? I'm sorry.
The second part,
Yeah.
what were you most afraid of back then, and do you still let that fear make your decisions today?
Oh, absolutely not. It's always I always I never wanted to get married or have
And look at you now.
I know. What was I thinking? No, but um I guess because I saw so many disruptive relationships in my childhood,
Mm.
you know, I'm not going to put my family's business out there, but a lot of the relationships that adults had um in my family were so violent. That there was domestic abuse, there was um alcoholism, there was all sorts of stuff.
Mhm.
And my biggest fear is that or was that, um I would be by myself, like, with nobody. And
But it seems kind of ironic, and I mean, I'm not lessening anything you're saying, but it's. I think it's interesting that you said you were afraid to be alone, but then you wanted to be alone.
yeah, because of all the violence and the domestic
Mm.
disputes and the alcoholism and how certain people treated the women
Right.
that they were with, um, I never wanted to be in that position or in that situation myself.
Hmm.
So what I would always tell myself is like, well, if I don't get married and I don't allow anybody to control me, then I'll be fine.
Right.
I won't have anybody beating on me. I won't have, alcohol become a factor in my life or, all those things. But
It makes sense.
And do I think that, with going through all that and not necessarily wanting to like settle down and get married and all of that, um, I think that if tomorrow, for some reason, something would happen to us, or we would get a divorce, or you pass on, or
Oh,
whatever,
that's not happening. You're stuck with me.
never say never. You know what I mean? It's not that I'm planning to get a divorce or anything, but things happen in life.
Hmm.
You could pass away tomorrow. I could pass away too. You know this. And I'm not as scared as I used to be by myself. Not scared, but I'm not it's not a loneliness thing. You know what I mean? It's like I think I could stand on my own 2 feet because I've done it before.
Hmm.
And I saw that, okay, yes, I am capable of doing this and I am capable of running a household and I am, comfortable enough for myself to be by myself. And I guess that's one thing that I guess I would tell myself, it's like, it's okay. Don't be scared to be alone because, it's going to make you stronger in the long run. I think that would be it.
For myself, I almost want to say I was most afraid of failing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all around the board, like failing at school, failing at pleasing my parents, failing at being a, you know, decent son or human. I don't know. But and do they affect me today? Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, I think a lot of my what do I want to call them? Missteps or
Mistakes.
yeah, my perpetual 180, my mistakes. That has a lot to do with it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're afraid to fail, you don't even try.
Right. You
And
limit yourself.
exactly, and I find myself always always trying, I guess, like because it's just I think it's I mean pretty damning. I mean, if you're just gonna keep repeating the same thing over and over, so yeah, absolutely, it bleeds into the present day. Okay, so ChatGPT says, "Who did you want to become, and would you be proud of who you turned into?"
Wow. Excuse me, guys. Um, do you want to answer that first? I need a little bit of time to kind of.
Well, honestly, what I wanted to become, I don't think that's it's not a question of like what did you want to be when you grew up? You want to be an astronaut, a firefighter, whatever. I don't think that's kind of the line of like what it's getting at.
Well, interpret the question how you want to interpret it. There is no right or wrong answer.
I mean, I just wanted to be successful. I wanted to have a good life, a good job, decent money, nice house and car. I mean, I think that's normal, right? Most people want that, especially when they're young.
But I think you have that now. I mean, it might not be a mansion, but it's a house, you know.
Well, I guess it's perspective, right? How you look at it. And I know guys are gonna give me crap about it, like you have a job, you have a house, you have a vehicle, you have a wife, you have. I get it, guys. I'm grateful for all that stuff, and I know that, but it's like I don't know. It's almost like people put.
Too much emphasis in that.
And yeah, I guess that's what I'm getting at because you're so hung up on you got to have the perfect job or a great job. You got to have this, you got to have that. And it's like, dude, you got your mortgage paid, you're doing good. You know what I
Right? You
mean?
still have a house to sleep
Right.
in. You're okay.
Like your lights are still on, you're doing good.
You're rocking it.
Yeah. So it's like, so I mean, I guess that would be my answer to that. Unless I didn't answer. Did I answer that? Yes, I did.
Sure. Sure. Um, am I happy with who I turned out to be? Was the second part of the question, right?
Yeah, are you proud of who you turned into? Actually, let me go back. I'm sorry. In that regard, I'm going to say no because I think I can improve a lot and I can be better. And I know I got it in me, right?
Right.
But I'm proud that my head's above water right now, even though sometimes it doesn't seem like it. But there's just room for improvement.
Okay, so now let me answer that. Um, what was the first part again?
Who did you want to become, and would you be proud of who you turned into?
You know, I wanted to be so many things when I was growing up. I wanted to be a astronaut, ballerina, musician, you know, all that.
Mhm.
Obviously I did not become a ballerina or an astronaut.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I had such a wild imagination as a kid. There was no limits to what I wanted to be. You know, it would change every day if you asked me.
Mhm.
Um, am I proud of who I became? Absolutely. Again, I don't have a mansion. I don't have $1 million in the bank. I don't, you know, I'm a very simple person.
Mhm.
You know, luxury for me is spending money on, you know, perfumes or name brand perfumes or you know what I mean? That to me is like I don't know. I'm not more materialistic in the sense that like, oh, you know, I need this because I want to keep up with the Jones or whatever. It's just
Yeah.
I never really cared for that, you know. I am definitely proud of who I've become because I've gone through so many hoops and fought tooth and nail to get to where I am. And I'm not a CEO, nothing like that. But if you would have told me or asked me if I thought I would be where I am today, with the podcast, with the husband, with the house, with the animals, with the car, with, you know, I never would have thought that I would have gotten this far, you know, because I've defeated so many different things and, gotten to so many levels of life. I've completely burned myself to the ground and built myself up more times than I can count. And I think that fighting spirit in me that just wants to keep going is going to keep going. I'm not done in life, and I'm still going to progress. I'm still doing things. I'm still building things. We put so much emphasis on, by the time we're 30, you need to already have your career, 2 kids, a house, a car. I never cared for any of that stuff. I just wanted to be happy. And yeah, I've gone through some crap, these last few months or whatever. But all in all, I think I'm doing pretty good. And that's the kind of stuff that I want to focus on, because I could sit here and focus and complain about, who wronged me, who did this, who did that. But at the end of the day, it's like, again, all that stuff that I've been through gave me the courage and the strength to be where I am today. And it might not be my mom's definition of like success, or it might not be Mr. Thompson's definition of success. But to me, I'm clean, I'm sober, I'm happy. I've had my downfalls, I've had my battles, but I'm still going.
Right.
And I think that's the kind of stuff that I want to focus on.
I do want to correct one thing that you had said. You are the CEO of my heart.
Aw, that is so sweet and cheesy.
I knew you were going to say that. I know Gloria used to tell me that all the time when we first met.
Yeah, he's such a cheese ball.
No, that's not true. That's my clever wit and charm.
Oh, I roll.
So yes, she is the CEO of Joel Rosario
Yes.
Enterprises.
Rosario Enterprises.
Acme.com.
Okay, yeah. All right, focus, mister. What's next?
Okay, so when did you stop trusting yourself, and what would it take to start again?
Ooh. I think I lost trust in myself when I started using drugs and alcohol and just being blitzed all the time. Just like I was more out of touch with reality than I was in reality.
Speaking of, we were going through some pictures, and I forgot what it was. Gloria and I were talking about it, and I think it was because I have her picture from her dating profile, and she's like, "Where did you get that?" It's like I saved it when I, off of the post, and there was a few other pictures that I had found. Don't ask me how I got them. And there were a few pictures in there where you looked kind of baked.
Oh, I probably was baked in half of those pictures.
Yeah, there was a couple of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. She looked adorable and cute and everything. But it was like, yeah.
My face was not all there.
Her eyes were kind of glossy and yeah. So.
But, shoot, where was I going with this?
I don't know. I interrupted you like I normally do.
You did. What was the question?
When did you stop trusting yourself, and what would it take to start again?
Oh, so yes. So back then.
You said you stopped trusting yourself when you started doing all that mess.
Oh, of course I did. I wasn't in my right mind.
Right.
Again, I'm a high functioning person.
Right.
I could be.
Me too.
Down in the dumps, depressed, dragging myself, but I'm still functioning. And that's how it was when I was, high or drunk or whatever. I was still working. I was still paying bills. I was still helping my mom. I was still taking my brothers to school. I was showing up to work, coming home, taking breaks, like normal.
Right.
But mentally, like my mind was in outer space most of the time, how I got through that and how I never got pulled over for, being on stuff and driving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but um so what it took for me to, I guess, I think it was the fact that I didn't want my brothers to follow my steps.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want my mom, I guess, to fully understand or find out, the problems that I was going through. And I didn't like her to see me high. And I think that's why I kind of learned to kind of be a high functioning, uh, I don't want to, a drug addict.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. Um, and it took everything falling apart in my life to be like, "Oh, okay, bitch, like, get your ass up, figure it out, and get your life together." Because if your mom isn't functioning and you're not functioning,
Mm-hmm.
who's going to take care of the house? Who's going to take care of the bills? Who's going to take care of your brothers? And my brothers were still in school at this time, you know? Um, so I think that's what it took. It wasn't necessarily, you know, because I've lost people who overdosed and did, things like that.
Right.
And it's just like, even that didn't deter me. I had to trust myself enough to be like, I need to be the leader of my household because there is no man in the house. My brothers were too young. And my mom kind of fell into depression herself.
Right.
So I kind of had to put my big girl pants on and just, get my stuff together. And that's what ended up happening.
Right.
And now I 100% trust myself. I know that, with all the stuff that I was going through, I had the conversation with you like, hey, man, it's been years since I've been craving anything and I need help. Like, I need you to kind of talk me down. And that's exactly what you did. And that, going through that, now 100%, I know that I can trust in myself not to fall back into like those patterns,
Right. For myself, when did I stop trusting myself? I don't, I don't know how I can answer that because, like I said, when I ran away when I was 15, I was, it was an adjustment, of course, but then at the same time, I was free, right? I can do whatever I want. I didn't really have a care in the world. I was free from home, so I didn't have to follow rules. And
Yeah, but at the same time, you became an adult before you were ready to become an adult.
oh, way,
You know.
way too soon. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I was catapulted basically into
Adulthood.
adulthood,
Right.
and I really didn't have an adult, young adulthood or anything like that. I went from 15 to
40.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. So honestly, I don't know how to answer that. Maybe I don't know. I don't know when I stopped trusting myself.
Do you trust yourself now?
I do not. I'll tell you that.
And that's not reassuring.
I do, but I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I trust myself that I have the knowledge. I do have, not the know-how. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I trust that I can get to where I need to be. I don't trust that I'm gonna stick to it, I guess.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, this is something I've been at for, and I know some of you guys out there listening have gone through similar situations where it's like constantly doing a 180. Like you finally decide, yeah, I'm going to do this and change this and make my life better, do this, this, this. And you do good for a while, right? You do pretty good. You do pretty awesome. But then old habits creep in. uh, those thoughts that you try to, get rid of start creeping back in. And then that's it. You're starting all over again. And it gets very exhausting, at least. And I'm speaking for myself, and I like to hear other people's opinions on it, but it gets very exhausting to have to, constantly start over.
But you know what? Let me stop you right there. That's a part of life. And
I agree.
break
I
down,
mean, I see.
build, to break down, rebuild, and move on.
Mhm.
Because otherwise, how are you going to grow? What are you learning from life?
But don't you think that there would be a point where you need to stop breaking it down?
No, because that's when you stop growing, in my opinion. You're stagnant at that point.
I see what you're saying, but it's like there's got to be a breaking point, no?
No.
Or you
Because
just got to be like, "Oh, and I got to stop messing around. I got to get this done."
dust yourself off and move on. You know, and I'm speaking from experience. You know how many times I've like torn my life apart and thought, like, crap, how am I going to get out of this? Like, what am I going to do to get out of this?
hmm
While being sober and not hurting myself and not hurting those around me. That's difficult,
Yeah.
but you mess up.
Well, yeah, we're humans. We make mistakes.
Exactly. So what do? You don't dwell on it. You dust yourself off and you move on.
Right.
You know?
Very, very true.
Yes.
But I'm constantly working on it. So,
As long as you're working on it, you're still growing. So keep going.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Gloria, which dream did you give up on too soon, and why did you let it go?
Baking. Like my little catering baking thing that I was doing.
Which is kind of ironic because when we met, you had a little baking side gig.
Baking and cooking and
Right.
yes, and I loved it
And why'd you give it up?
because I don't know. I guess
Well, I know one of the things that you told me was you were tired of people, I guess, asking for favors or being unreasonable. I mean,
it's
basically like your customer service type of deal.
hard. Right. It's so hard. People always used to tell me like, "Oh, why would I pay that price when I can go to like Walmart and buy a cake for $15?" And I wouldn't argue with people. I was like, if that's what you want to do, go get your $15 cake.
Mhm.
It's not going to taste the same as if I made it at home. You know what I mean? They're mass produced at Walmart. Of course, that's why they can afford to give it to you for like 10, 15 bucks, $25.
Right.
But when you're going to someone who uses like fresh ingredients, the best quality of whatever is available, locally, there's going to be a price range,
Yeah.
And I'm not dogging Walmart. Sell your little cakes for $15.
Absolutely not. And if
No.
Walmart wants to sponsor the show, then we're
No, well, if that's all you can afford, then fine. That's okay.
hmm
But don't try to shortchange me and try to like, you know, barter with me. Like, oh, we'll invite you to the party if you make the cake. Or
That was your payment. They did invite you to the
I
party.
was like, well, let me tell you something.
Wow.
I'm not gonna go to your party because I'm not a social person.
hmm
I'd rather have the cash.
Oh yeah.
What do I want to go do at your kid's birthday party or whatever? It just became not fun anymore. You know, the money was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It was very good money that I was making, but it wasn't making me happy anymore. In the beginning, it was so fun because it was something that I've always wanted to do,
hmm
but people suck. you know?
Who are you telling?
But I don't know. I still have that spark in me where, you see me in the kitchen sometimes and I'm like inventing stuff
Making all kinds of mess.
but it's delicious mess.
Let me tell you something, guys. When I cook and stuff, I don't really bake. I cook, I don't bake. baking is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So like a whole different science, everything. But when I cook, I usually clean up as I go and like whatever. Not Gloria. Gloria's like the Tasmanian devil in the kitchen. Now what comes out of there, awesome. She can throw down in the kitchen. But good Lord.
Yeah. It's worth it though.
Yeah, because it's usually tasty.
Yes. So yes, I would like to eventually kind of restart.
Mhm.
You know, I've always wanted to open a little coffee shop or a bake shop or something. Maybe in the near future, I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
So if anyone wants to invest in a small coffee shop,
I like how you throw that into Walmart, to all sorts of sponsors.
hey, by hook or by crook. No, I'm just kidding. Um, man, I've had so many dreams and killed them all. Just done. There was so many. There's when I was younger, I was really into art, more like street art, graffiti art, stuff like that. I did take classes and I was doing art school. I didn't stick with that. I was trying to be a musician, learning how to play instruments, which I did have some success with because when I got older, I even played in a band for a little while. But that went nowhere. I just stopped. Um, what else? The music thing, the writing. Writing, I've been since I was in school. I had teachers tell me they liked the way I wrote and that they saw some potential there. And I did that for a while, and then I just stopped. And then I do it now. So I guess, I mean, I didn't completely destroy that one.
No, and if we think about it, you started a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And what are you still doing?
Yeah, well, this is we just started. It's
It doesn't matter. It's something that you wanted to do that you accomplished. So don't sell yourself short, please.
no, yeah, I mean, and I guess all of that stuff is still doable, I guess.
Everything is still doable. See, again, and I've said this so many other times in different podcasts, episodes. You are the one that sets the limits and the time.
Hmm.
Who said that you have to have it all together by the time you're like 50?
Right,
You know, and you see so many stories of people like in their 80s still hitting the gym and doing it like a professional at 80 years old.
right.
What's your excuse? Not necessarily the gym. You know what I mean? But there's other stories of people that just, decide to go back to college in their 60s
Right.
and that they finish. So this whole thing, I think that you kind of need to redirect your thinking and just pick one thing that you're really passionate.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're completely correct. But like, um, I have myself to blame. And why the question that ended, why did you let it go? Because I allowed people to tell me that I wasn't good enough, that it's not going to work. That idea is kind of stupid. And I listened to them. And I would always, like, my self-esteem wasn't the greatest, isn't still, I mean, I admit. And it's just like, that's a very crippling thing. Like, you don't think you're good enough, and then, like I said, I don't like making excuses, but I'm sure the mental issues crept in there at some
Yeah.
point and just made things worse. So, I don't know. But that's why. That's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh,
But I need to change it,
yes.
for sure.
Yes.
All right. So, what pain did you hide because you thought no one would understand?
What pain?
Yeah.
Abuse and molestation. Though that yeah, I never told anybody. Um and then when I did tell people, they didn't believe me, so I think that's why I just kind of kept it quiet.
Yeah. For me, what pain did I hide? I want to say when, like the teasing or bullying, I guess
Mhm.
it did affect me. But then I don't know. That's one I think I would have to think of a little bit. I think,
Mm.
but I always thought that no one understood me, anyways.
Yeah.
Like I was like I'm complicated. God knows, and that's Gloria. Well, I'm not complicated at all.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, to be honest with you guys.
Hmm.
Okay. What version of happiness did you imagine for yourself, and does it look anything like your life now?
Honestly, no, it does not.
Mm,
But it doesn't mean that I'm not happy. Um because I never wanted to get married and settle down and all that.
right.
I always envisioned myself being the cool aunt that traveled all over the world.
There's a word for that, isn't there? Like so you were gonna stay single, right?
Yeah.
And then you were just gonna just.
Be a bum and travel.
Is that like in Pulp Fiction where you just walk the earth?
A nomad? I think that's
It's like
they're called nomads.
you're
Yeah.
gonna be a bum.
I'm gonna
It's
be a
like,
bum.
no, I want to walk the earth. It's like, yeah, you're gonna be a bum.
No, I wanted to be that aunt that just kind of traveled and came back with cool stories and cool trinkets and just, all that stuff. Um Obviously my life didn't turn out that way.
I think a lot of people go through that though. You envision this kind of going back to one of the other questions. You envision your life a certain way.
Yeah, because and I was just telling my mom this not too long ago. Before I met you, because I was so into biking, I was doing 30, 40, 50 miles,
Right.
in a day, which I was like so active back then.
Hmm.
Um, I told my mom that I was just going to start doing that. Go to different states and they have like different,
Yeah, like marathons, right? Where you
different,
go different cities or
yeah,
whatever.
different cities, different,
Hmm.
races and just different rides and stuff.
Right.
That's what I was going to start doing. And then I met you and my life just kind of
And I ruined it.
did. You ruined my plans to be the crazy old aunt with like the green hair.
Well, you still are a crazy old aunt,
I am, and I always give them cool trinkets. So I mean,
and we get threatened.
you get threatened.
Yeah, because Gloria mentioned it before. I mean, I think we over. I know I do. Like, I get extra when I give gifts. Like I'm not so much anymore, but when I gave gifts, I really liked. I mean, for one thing, I like doing gifts that are like practical and thoughtful, right?
Yeah.
And I've been told that before, like, oh man, his gifts are so thoughtful. But for example, we have a nephew. At the time we did this, he was what, just turning 5, 6? I don't even
He
remember.
was turning 4.
I don't remember. Anyways, so I had the idea, and one of my hobbies that I used to have was building RC cars. So I told Gloria, I'm like, hey, it'd be kind of cool to make him a car.
I'm thinking a little car. He's 4. Dude, like,
Yeah, nope, that's not how we roll here. I
not.
bought a whole big kit. I tricked it out for him. I put LED lights in it, aluminum parts, all kinds of stuff. Now, mind you, this kid's only 4 or 5 years old. and the box says like 12 and up or something like that. So it's like, but I don't know. I just like to do nice things and make things really nice.
And who was the one that played with that car?
I think his father played
My
with
brother probably played with it more than Marco did.
I'm gonna buy it back. I need that car back.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't even know why I brought that up. Oh, because we were because we were told that you need to stop like outdoing people's gifts. I don't do it on purpose.
I do.
So if you guys are listening, it's not meant to make anybody look bad.
My gifts are.
Don't listen to her.
Okay, one final question then?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Yeah.
Because we're kind of running out of
Time.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. There's
Mm-hmm.
all right. What truth about yourself did you bury to fit in or survive?
What truth about myself?
Mm-hmm.
The drugs.
Okay.
Yes, I wasn't very open about that. Now I don't care. I'll tell anybody.
I was gonna say the overeating and weight thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that answers that correctly. I guess.
I don't know. Answer how you want to. There is no right or wrong answer.
I mean, I guess the truth about myself is that I was suffering from very crippling like low self-esteem and self-worth, and outwards appearances I was kind of happy-go-lucky and didn't care, but it did affect me, and I just kind of hid it, right? Just to survive, basically, just like now, right? Like the whole ridicule and being teased and roasted and stuff like that because of my weight or whatever. It's like people think that, and let me get this straight. Let me put this out there. I usually let things just roll off my back, and I don't really take things seriously or whatever. So I act like, or I don't care. But I know Gloria's not argued, but she's told me before, like, but it does bother you because you bring it up, often, or or it bothers you. And if it bothers you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess that would be my answer.
Alrighty then.
All right. Well, I guess we will leave it there. That was fun.
That was very depressing.
Was it really? I
No,
didn't
I'm
want
just
it. I
kidding.
didn't want it to be.
No, it just
And you guys out there, like I said, I mean, Gloria and I, we don't take a lot. I mean, we do take things seriously, obviously. I mean, you gotta kind of use common sense or whatever, but like we're just humans dealing with stuff like everyone else, and it's like, I don't know. I know that's kind of a coping mechanism for some people to kind of make jokes about everything, and like I don't want the tone to be so serious and depressing, but I mean, we can all of this stuff can be overcome and stuff. So, yeah, we'll leave it there, and hopefully you guys, the one or two of you that are left out there, I hope that kind of opened up some thinking in some thoughts or whatever. And we're gonna add something, Gloria.
no, not much. I guess just be happy where you are and who you are,
Mm-hmm.
because time is limited. you know?
That is true. I mean, you're not guaranteed tomorrow, so it's like live your best life today.
Yeah, and real quick, when I think the best part of being an adult is that you can always heal past hurts or past pain that you have.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be a hurtful thing. It can be a happy process. If you see something that, like, I'm sitting in a room with toys, that Joel and I have accumulated, over time. And it's just like, to people, it's just like a stupid, doll or whatever, stupid action figure. But to me, those are things that, like, make me feel happy and make my inner child feel happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. So take the time to kind of be in touch with your kid self. And I know I said that last episode. There's nothing wrong with it.
Hmm.
Just do you, and people might look at you weird or just whatever. It is what it is.
Let them think what they're gonna think.
Yes.
All right, guys. Don't forget the website is sessionsandlessonsunscripted.com. Drop us a line at the email just in case you got any kind of comments, suggestions, or anything else. That'd be sessionsandlessonsmail@gmail.com. And you can find us on all of the socials on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. And you can also find us, as far as the podcast, you can find us on pretty much all the streaming platforms. So, yeah, guys, we really appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate all of you. And please spread the word. Let people know that we're here. And Gloria, do you have anything to add?
Good night, everybody. We are so tired. I'm falling asleep. Have a good night, guys.
No, she's yeah, she does look kind of tired.
I'm exhausted.
All right, guys. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.